All right, what's going on, everybody? I have an awesome video for you guys here today. It's really a treat. We have Doug Miller himself, the owner of Core, the owner of Merica Labz, here with us today. And Doug is going to talk to you guys a little bit about his products. So, how's it going, Doug?
Not too bad, not too bad. Busy Monday as always.
Right, I agree with you. So, I'm going to have you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the products that we have. Obviously, we have a lot of Core products. We have Merica Labz products in here, but you guys can hear straight from the owner. That's why this is such a treat. This is straight from the owner himself, the guy that's formulating these products. So you guys get to hear this, firsthand. Doug, I guess my first question would be, what sets Core and Merica Labz aside from, other supplement companies that are out there that are sold in some stores?
Sure. So let me give you the background on both companies really quickly. So I actually started Core Nutritionals. A lot of people don't know this, but this brand has been around for 13 years now. So I literally started this when I had another day job. I started it as a hobby. I was a natural bodybuilder and wasn't happy with what was on the market. A lot of people were using proprietary blends. I mean, back then everyone used a proprietary blend. Fillers, I was looking for a meal replacement that didn't have maltodextrin, but all those EAS, if you remember those EAS packets and Biochemistry and all that stuff back in the day, they were all filled with maltodextrin. And people were just not formulating products, the way I wanted to use them. My background is in biochemistry and molecular biology, so I do have the science background, and I was like, everybody was underdosing things. Well, I wanted to create a brand that stuck by these principles of no proprietary blends. We really were the first people on the market to start doing the no proprietary blend thing. No fillers, no artificial colors. Our BCA product, one of our flagship products, ABC, mixes clear like water. And really, most importantly, the efficacious doses. So every ingredient is at least dosed at like an efficacious dose. So based on the studies, based on the research. And so we're putting together products, and we like to say that, are designed around what we want to use, and if the consumer as athletes ourselves, and if the consumer wants to use them too, great. And so, as I became more successful in natural bodybuilding, it kind of grew through that. And now, once I committed basically full time to the brand about 5 years ago and could really focus on its growth, things have really taken off. But we still, to this day, even though we're leaps and bounds, bigger than we were, 5 years ago, we still stick to those same principles. It's really important to us. And then with Merica Labz, that was a brand that we launched this past year in 2017 and has exceeded all our expectations. The idea behind Merica Labz is, we own a chain of retail stores ourselves in the state of Virginia. We have 9 stores, and we were finding that people come into our stores and they were buying products that were crap products, proprietary blends loaded with caffeine, a bunch of other stuff. Just because of the marketing on the front of the label. There was ridiculous creatures on the front of their label and some ridiculous names. So people would buy it, but then they would never buy it again. So we were having a lot of those first-time sales, but then they weren't going to keep using that product. So we decided, well, we can do that, but we can do it better. So we came up with a brand that is based on really patriotism and very heavy marketing driven. If you've seen some of our social media, you can sense that. So people might buy the product for the first time because of the ridiculous over-the-top marketing and sexy labels, but because we stick to the same principles that we do with Core Nutritionals, which is like dosing or overdosing individual ingredients, no proprietary blends, no fillers, people are going to get amazing products and come back to continue to buy them. So yeah, it might be flashy and marketing heavy at first, but once they try the products, they're going to keep coming back.
I love a lot of what you just said, and that's some of the core principles that we also live by here at Bullfrog. And one of the things that you said that might not have stuck out to others that really stuck out to me was loaded with caffeine. I'm kind of an advocate here for low to non-stem products. So we'll get into Stars and Pipes here in a minute because I love that product. But I love what you guys stand for, and that's why it's such a treat for us to have you guys on here. But if you guys don't know, Doug also alluded to his natural bodybuilding career, which has done very, very well, very successful. So if you guys don't know who he is, you guys should check him out, look him up, because he's a very, very impressive natural bodybuilder. I think it's great that you guys are formulating products that you want to take yourself, because you guys have the first-hand knowledge as to what works, what doesn't work. So I think that's phenomenal. I want to get into something specific though, Doug. I want to talk about load. So I want to talk about from Core the product that is the high-potency glucose disposal agent. And I want to talk to you about what exactly is this used for? You know, who is it meant for as far as the consumer goes, and what does it do? And what are the ingredients that you know, the active ingredients that do such?
Sure. So this is a product that has actually been near and dear to my heart for a very, very long time. And we never felt like we could do that category justice, and so we never brought a product out until load, of course, you know. And so what a glucose disposal agent or a glucose utilization agent is, to really kind of simplify things, because this is actually one of our most scientific driven formulas. If you go to our website and click on Core Load and read the write-up, I mean, it is extremely in-depth, and I encourage you to do that. You can it breaks down all the different studies on these four individual ingredients, and that's one of the key things here is this only has 4 ingredients. But let me start with what a glucose utilization agent actually does. To simplify it, it helps drive carbs to muscle cells. It helps you utilize carbohydrates. So it helps you replenish muscle glycogen, helps with recovery, helps you stay full, helps you in a number of different ways. But the thing that really sets Core Load apart is some of the extracts that we have in here specifically target myocytes. So some of the ingredients will actually drive carbs to muscle cells and prevent them from going into fat cells. Now that's a very simplified way of describing it, but I think that's the easiest way for the consumer to understand it. A lot of women love this product because, I know my wife loves it, because whenever she takes it, she feels tighter. And what that means is basically the carbs are not just not being utilized properly, they're actually going to the muscles where you want them. So you have this full, tighter skin type of feeling to it. And what happens is, not only do you feel leaner and fuller and tighter, it definitely helps with performance because your muscles are full with glycogen. So it's an amazing product. It's a great category, but the reason what really separates Load apart is a lot of the GDAs on the market, and there's a couple of okay ones out there, but what they try to do is they try the kitchen sink approach. They try to take all of these ingredients that they might have heard has some effect on blood sugar levels or insulin levels, and what they do is they basically put them all in there.